Hello, everyone. Look up Light back with another reaction to RWBY, Volume 7, Episode 2, called A New Approach. And it's going to be about 7, maybe 16 some odd minutes long. So, good on length. So it's the small things, you know. Like, I get it. Some episodes are going to be shorter than others. As long as stuff happens, then we're good. Also, I got. That was awkward. I got this creepy ass thing in the mail today. Got it a lot sooner than I thought I would. For those of you who don't know what this is, it is a Bray Wyatt the Fiend mask. I'm gonna take a couple of photos of that. My cat is fucking terrified of that thing, by the way. She's like, nope, I ain't messing with that shit. Yeah. I just now noticed, like, I've got a Game of Thrones. Oops, I'm directionally challenged apparently. I've got a Game of Thrones Hand of the Queen pin. I've got Game of Thrones T-shirt on, and I've got a Hotel Has Been fucking hoodie along with some RWBY shit. I'm just advertising all the people today. Although none of these companies or entities have endorsed this video, I am just coincidentally wearing a bunch of merch. Also, I hate drinking this early in the day, but it's just one glass. It's just so I actually have a reason to drink this. The only liquid that goes into this cup is alcohol. That's why it's called the Crow Cup. All right, so I'm gonna try to get the copyright thing squared away because I'm hoping this will work. I doubt it. And if you can't see it, I'm sorry. You're here to watch me react, not the episode. Granted, I understand Rooster Teeth first memberships cost a little bit more now. I'm probably only going to be a first member for the entirety of this volume of RWBY. After the volume ends, I'm out until the next volume rolls up. Or if another show they create piques my interest. I will also leave a timestamp down below for when the reaction starts if you don't care to hear me babble and ramble and whatnot. So my RWBY Rumbles, if for those of you that watch them, those are all being moved over to Twitch. They will no longer be on YouTube, and because it's on Twitch, I can actually play the theme songs. However, I may still upload clips of it to YouTube, just without the theme songs playing. So what I can probably do is just record the matches, and once the match ends, I can just cut it, and then it just jumps to the next one. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I rewatched episode 1 a couple of times to just really let it sink in. I'm like, maybe I'll like it a bit more if I watch it a couple times. My reception's pretty much the same, lukewarm. Like, it was okay, not bad. A step down from Volume 6, but a step up from Volume 5's, first episode is what I will say, and I think that's fair. Penny being back, I've come around to it. I'm like, as I said in my first reaction, provided that one actually gets unblocked, which I really don't get why Rooster Teeth just blocks videos. Like, just monetize them. Make it easier. Save your staff some fucking time. And save me me and the other reactors the damn headache. But I uploaded it late, so I'm not really harping on Rooster Teeth necessarily. It is their IP at the end of the day, so their policy is their policy. What can you fucking do? But yeah, Penny being back, as I said in my last reaction, at first I was indifferent, but then I was like, yeah, okay, it's the only character that makes sense to bring back. Although some people were a little iffy over it because I guess their rule is if somebody's dead, they stay dead. I'm like, if you could put some logic behind it, or at least make me believe you when you bring this character back, like in the case of Penny, she was a robot. It makes sense that they could bring her back. And I'm sure they had backups of her data and whatnot, because think about how important she is for Atlas's military. Them having backups makes perfect sense. So my reactions might be a little bit delayed because I do have the one in the corner down there, which I also have subtitles on, but I think that's meaningless considering I've got the transparency. Which, by the way, if this thing doesn't work, then I'm just gonna keep it like full blown for everybody to see. Because at that point, I'm like, fuck it, I tried. But anywho, so let's see. That one's at 140. This one's at 141. All right, so I'm skipping the theme song, of course. I watched it. It's the week to me for right now. It's the weakest of okay. It's the weakest of the bunch, but it's still better than Volume 3's. Volume 3's was the worst. And it wasn't even that bad, because Casey could sing her fucking ass off. Like, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, it was okay. All right, so, play. Are you playing? Yes, you are. Eerie background music. Let me turn that up a little. Can't see.
Where do you think they're taking us?
I'm gonna go with jail.
I still can't believe that fishing pole guy took us out like it was nothing.
Welcome to Atlas. Those were Ironwood's ace operatives.
Ace operatives.
You guys had a run-in with the Ace Ops? Ironwood must really have a bone to pick with you.
They're not that big of a deal.
Not that big of a deal? The Aesops are the elite of elite military huntsmen. And Ironwood's personal attack dogs.
Ooh.
So they got you too, huh?
Yeah.
I wouldn't let myself get caught by them. I'm here because
Okay.
I've been speaking out against Atlas's exploitation of Mantle, and General Ironwood is trying to silence
I'll give them
me.
points. At least they show that the shit's going down.
If it gets people talking about our cause.
Our
Old
cause?
school music.
Yes, the fight for better conditions in Mantle, led by the charismatic, talented, lovely Robin Hill and her happy
Robin
huntresses.
Hill. Oh, like in Robin Hood.
They were all top Atlas Academy
don't tell me
graduates
she's the
who
fucking
could
Winter
have signed
Maiden.
up for the military, but Robin and the Huntresses chose to stay in Mantle. She's gunning for a seat on the Kingdom's Council, and when she gets it, she's gonna put an end to Ironwood's tyranny!
Jesus, this dude can talk. Calm down,
Is
man.
that their real name? Don't you think tyranny's a little dramatic?
Easy to say for a Schnee heiress living
Ooh,
comfortably
got
in
him.
Atlas.
But her
Not
perspective has
anymore.
changed, so. Yeah, I mean, she's been disinherited. She may as well not even be part of the Schnee family. Like, the only thing in relationship she's had is blood relations and the last name. Otherwise,
It's gorgeous
out.
up here. Don't let that fool you.
we're arrested. Oh, it's gorgeous. What a view. Trying to be optimistic, aren't we?
This isn't the police station.
Oh, they're being taken directly to Ironwood.
Atlas Academy.
Ooh, that is pretty. Holy shit. That is actually good. Wow. I did test the audio. It sounds a little quieter on my end, but it should be good for all you guys who are watching.
I guess we will be seeing the general. For better or worse.
For better or worse. Yeah, I'm actually curious to see what the state of mind of Ironwood is
So,
now that,
what
like,
do we do?
you know, since last time we saw him was Volume 4,
But
what,
we should be
4?
careful with what we
Jesus.
say.
It's been a minute. Eerie music.
We'll follow your lead, Ruby.
Okay, there's like a split hair of a second delay between what's playing for you guys and what I'm watching. Just a tad hair.
I swear if I just sit through one more council meeting like that.
Yay!
It's
You're
goody.
here!
And it's winter in Ironwood. Oh man, rocking that beard.
Winter.
Holy shit, they haven't seen you just in
Anyone
Volume
wanna
3.
give us a hand with these?
You have 10 seconds to take those off before I start hurting you.
Get him, Winter. I've actually missed her because I liked her in Volume 3, brief as
Please.
our time was
Come in.
with her. Like, because she just showed up just to basically be told to go the fuck away.
It is so good to see all of you.
Our reception didn't really convey that.
I sincerely regret how you were treated by my team. When a rogue airship entered our airspace, it raised some red flags.
Well, Cordovan
We
kind of
assumed the
fucked
ship
him
was
over
stolen.
then.
Stolen? Okay, yeah. It was stolen.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
You
Because she said, like, oh
stole
yeah, I let them...
An Atlas airship? What were you thinking? You might have been shot down. How unbelievably irresponsible.
Aw,
I'm sorry I worried you.
aw.
But we did what we had to do.
That caught her off guard. Aw, there you go.
Suppose I understand. But I cannot believe that you allowed this to happen, Crow.
Yeah,
You
Crow.
Try stopping these kids when they have their minds set on something. Speaking of which,
Cat? Not now.
we have some important information.
Actually, my cat
for you
does need some
this.
food.
Confidential.
Oh, is it about the relics?
Or perhaps the Winter Maiden?
Yes, to both of those. Well, more so the
You
maiden. I'm more
told
curious
them?
about that.
Did you really think you were the only one who got to work on a new plan after Beacon? With Ozpin gone, I needed my own team of people I could trust.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
yes, I told them. The Aesops too. Which is why I'm so glad you're here. With this.
Ironwood's
Until
new
now,
outfit looks
I believed it was
badass, by the
impossible
way.
to truly turn the tide against Salem.
He looks fucking
Oz has pushed her
legit.
back, has kept victory out of her claws, but she will keep returning, stronger and stronger.
Not really, considering that you've been beating them since
Unless we
Volume
destroy
3.
her.
Like, Tyrion got beaten, Hazel got beaten, Adam's dead,
But
Cinder got beaten
What about the
twice.
Atlas relic?
Come on.
You mean the Staff of Creation?
Oh, and the Grim. Don't even
Safe
start on how
inside the vault.
weak
And
as
the
shit
Winter
they've
Maiden?
been.
She is secure and in stable condition.
Stable condition. What does
She's
that...
not exactly a spring chicken.
Oh, okay, they were talking about Maria. I was like, what are they talking about? Or
I
were they
know
talking about
how
Maria?
this all looks. Recalling my military, the embargo.
I can
I
pause this. can't
probably
I?
don't seem the most trustworthy right now.
Yeah, I can
Then
pause
why
it. Okay.
continue it?
I'll probably go back and
People
look
of
and see
Mantle
who
are
that was.
hurting.
I needed to ensure Salem couldn't infiltrate Atlas, and I wanted my military here, protecting my people.
Well, if
But
they
it's
just do it,
not
they did in
protecting
Volume
them.
3.
It's making
They should have no
everyone hate you.
problem.
It's a price I'm willing to pay.
Yeah, when you squeeze tightly, it's going to make people reject you.
Just as you all have been entrusted with the knowledge of Salem's existence,
Acting on
I need
fear.
you all to trust me. I have a plan.
Since you
Osmond
said I have a
believed
plan, I
the
immediately
best
thought
way
of
to
Dutch
fight
from Red
Salem
Dead
was to do so
Redemption
in
2.
secret. Whether that
Because
was
that
the
dude
right
became
choice or not
paranoid towards the end,
isn't for me
too.
to say. But we
You
find
know, he said,
ourselves
I
in a
have a
position
plan,
needing,
Arthur.
well, a new approach.
You
And
approach.
what do you suggest?
That's Amity Coliseum.
Where the Vital Festival is held?
Indeed. When Beacon fell and everyone on Remnant lost contact with one another, I knew our current system was outdated. Amity was built to bring the nations together. And it will serve that purpose once again.
Okay, so what? What are we going to do? Oh, build a new tower. Okay.
Isn't it great? We're not going to just replace Beacon Tower. Building a new tower on top of Amity Coliseum will re-establish global communications.
By launching the tower high into the atmosphere, our scientists believe we can create a sort of satellite, out of reach of the Grim and capable of maintaining global communications even
Well, it
if
depends
we
if
were to
Nevermore's
lose
can
another
fly.
tower.
Well, I mean, Nevermore's going to fly, obviously, but
That is great.
do they need oxygen
James,
to breathe? Because if they don't, then you can
don't
just send all
need
the dragons
entire
and
military for
the
this.
flying ones up there. So the Grim can still reach
I
it.
will for the next part. Where
Or
I
hell,
finally
Salem's got
tell the
flying
people
monkeys.
About Salem.
Oh. Oh, we're going to tell everybody about her.
So that's why you withdrew your troops. To handle a panic that will break out in Atlas.
Yes,
Okay.
panic is inevitable. And panic brings Grim. But I believe we are ready. Once Atlas has come to grips with the fight ahead, I'll use Amity Tower to spread the message to all of Remnant.
But everything will fall apart. Grim will be everywhere.
You're right. But Atlas is willing and prepared to assist.
Trying to hide the truth from the world will eventually kill us all.
Yeah. I don't get why they would think it would cause panic. I really don't get it. Maybe there's something I'm
Spent
missing.
his whole life, many lives, keeping this secret.
I know. But since Beacon, things have changed.
Now, keeping the maidens
Without him
hidden
here
and
to
the
guide
relics
us,
hidden,
all
that
I
I
can do
get.
is use my best judgment.
Because you don't want governments using those things for their own gains.
What
But
is it?
keeping Salem a secret.
Actually, Oz isn't completely gone.
Oscar here is the next Ozpin.
Oz? I'm so glad you're here. I didn't think you...
Not quite. He's kind of,
He's checked out at the
gone
moment.
at the moment.
That's not normal. How did he...
We don't know.
Yeah, Ruby was quick
We
to jump
were
to his defense.
in a train crash, and ever since, well, suddenly Oz wasn't there anymore.
It's
I mean,
the worst
yeah.
news yet. Did you learn anything from him about the relics before...
He told us the lamp can answer 3 questions,
And answer 2.
but all the questions were used up already.
No, they weren't. You got one left.
Right, right.
One was already used. You asked, well, what is Ozpin hiding?
Ozpin told us that too.
And
Once upon a time.
the genie gave you a freebie when you summoned her during the fight with that
At least we have
Cthulhu
you, Oscar. You're
Godzilla
safe here
monster
in
Grim
Atlas.
thing.
Maybe together we can figure out how to bring Ozpin back.
Thank you, sir. I mean, General. Ironwood?
You're giving it back to me?
After what happened with the Aesops, I don't want you to think I'm keeping anything from you.
Okay, so it's
Especially
more of a
something as
gesture.
important as this. For the time being, I think it's safest with the people who brought it here.
I'd lock it in a vault.
Thank you.
The most secure vault you can find. Just lock it in there and leave it.
We must work together if we're to fight Salem and win.
See, I'm thinking this whole thing with Ironwood, though,
Now,
it's gonna
if
turn
you're all
into
on board.
something. Like, Ironwood's in control right now, but something's gonna happen to cause him to lose control. Like, I don't know if it's gonna
Tell
be
us how we
something
can
Watts
help.
does, or...
Good. Because getting the Amity Tower ready to launch won't be easy. But first, I think we need to get those weapons of yours up to our standards.
Okay, and then here's where the updated
Remember, this is Atlas.
the updated
While
attires
assisting
and
the
weapons and
military,
shit come
we
in.
will provide you with the best equipment our scientists can devise.
Really?
Yeah!
So that was the second time I got banned. Then there was the third time when...
All right, cut the chatter.
See, I wonder if these
I'd
AIDS
like to
guys are just gonna, like,
sincerely apologize
bite the
for
dust.
miscommunication down in Mantle. We didn't
I feel
intend
so bad, honestly. If we had known who you
Whoa.
were, we'd be laughing over a hot meal right now. And
I understand. You were just following orders.
I mean, you could have asked us some questions first.
Questions are for the weak. But we're all on the same team now.
Questions
Not
for
that I'm happy
what?
about it.
What? What kind of...
we just wanted to say we're sorry.
Oh, that was fucking
and
weird.
We're looking forward to working with you on our next mission. You might be students, but you've been fighting just as hard
Hey,
as
hold
we
on.
have.
If Atlas is racist or
It's not
fun,
hard.
why is one of them in the elite
exactly
team?
why I'm looking forward to seeing what you kids can do.
I like her design.
Not everything's a competition, Hare.
Come on! Let me show you around campus.
Pro,
I'm just saying, like, I mean, I know Ironwood isn't, but
I meant it when I said it was good to see you again.
like the mental oppression,
yeah.
they've shown that. That makes sense. I get that. Whoa. Whoa. It's like an awkward as hell hug. Oh,
So
there we go.
that way's the cafeteria, and that way's the training rooms. Oh, and over there.
Oh,
are
okay.
the
I see. It's
classrooms.
intentional. Okay. I was like, what is this
All
animation?
looks great, Penny. But where are
Nora.
we staying?
Remember, you're in Atlas now. As the most well-funded school on Remnant, every team at Atlas Academy gets
Then
their
suddenly
own
she just
room.
gets shot.
And if that wasn't enough,
So
I don't know
we're
why I'm
staying in
thinking
the
this.
dorms?
it'll be just like bacon again.
Oh my god. It'll be just like. See, I like how downtrodden it looks. Like the atmosphere feels like it's, you know, like sullen. Oh, is that Robin Hill? Oh, it's Watts. Hi, Watts.
For the last time, a singular hideout makes us more susceptible to discovery.
But what if we're seen? What if we're recognized?
We stay mobile.
Walking around a city with 1,000 eyes.
While cybersecurity has been stepped up in Atlas,
What the hell?
as usual,
He does not give
none
a
of the
fuck.
code was updated in Mantle.
What the?
Certainly sounds useful.
Does he just got a machine just like
should
fucking
be.
it around with everything?
I helped write that code, after all.
Ooh. That's no bueno.
Well, I suppose we all have our talents.
Oh, did Tyrion kill somebody? Yep, he killed somebody. Kind of weird seeing blood in this show. That it? Actually, I'm assuming that was. Yeah. Okay, so that was more setup than anything. Now I want to see who was it that they talked about. You might have been shut down. How we're responsible. It's good to see all of you. Okay, it must have been after the winter hug. All right, I will let it play in the background while I try to process this episode. So basically, it was a big info dump. More of like episode 1, part 2. I feel like these two could have been combined, and you would have had a solid episode 1. But that's just me. So we've established that Ironwood has a plan. We're gonna We're gonna reestablish communications with everybody by putting a new tower on top of the Amity Arena, and then that thing's just gonna basically float around like a satellite, as he said. Where the Grim apparently can't reach it, but I disagree because there's flying Grim. But I don't know. Maybe if it's constantly moving, the Grim won't be drawn to it, or if they just have robots run it, or send only certain people up there. And then we also got Tyrion, fucking around with shit, which they were showing. He was just casually strolling, causing the cars to stop, causing the security thing to go up, and all that. Oh, okay. And they said staff of creation, so they brought up. She's securing. All right. So they were talking about the Winter Maiden. Okay, so the Winter Maiden's probably not that Robin chick then. It's probably some old lady, or it's fucking Maria. It better not be fucking Maria. Please no. I don't think it's Maria though. I don't know. Crow's saying she's not exactly a spring chicken. It's making me think that it's Maria. I'm hoping not though. And I'm hoping we don't make one of the main 4 girls a maiden. I really don't. Well, if they were to make one a maiden, I would go with Weiss. Actually, no, because she's got her summoning stuff and her glyphs. Yeah, that'd make her way too fucking overpowered. It was really good seeing Winter back. I like her new design. I love Ironwood's new design. Ironwood looks fucking awesome. Again, with Penny's design, I like it. I like it a lot more than her original design. And I'm glad to see her back. It's nice to see she's kind of the light. She's kind of the levity of this episode where she was showing them around everything. So again, I think if I had, let me phrase this correctly. When you watch the entire volume start to finish, it feels whole and complete. But when you watch it episodically, like how I am, it feels a little disconnected. It's like you're watching snippets of a movie they're trying to push out, which I think is the main problem with why some of these episodes feel like they're just filling space, because stuff happens, but it feels disconnected. Like you're basically like it's almost like if you're watching Lord of the Rings. You watch like the first 30 minutes one day, and then you wait another week, and then you watch the other 30 minutes, on the following Saturday or something like that. That's what I feel like. Like each episode should be, it's a section of the main story, which they do achieve here. However, it should also have its own self-contained story that fits the grander scheme of the narrative, because this is a continuous series. And some anime shows, they reuse footage from previous episodes and whatnot, or they reuse it within the same episode, which I fucking hate that. Using footage from previous episodes, that I can brush that off and be like, okay, I get it, that's fine. But reusing the same shit in the same episode, I hate that so much. I'm glad RWBY doesn't do that. The only time they've reused footage was from Volume 4 to Volume 5, and that was the Volume 4 end credit scene. They just changed things up a little bit. So I do like the intrigue. I think the intrigue that I've got going into this is what's making this episode work for me, and why episode 1 now is a little bit better. Because you've got the plot right now. You've got Ironwood saying, we're going to reestablish communication with the world, and we're going to tell everybody about Salem. And then here's where it kind of irks me, like telling people about Salem. How is that going to cause panic? That's just going to make people be like, oh, so she's the problem. So we need to work together to get rid of her. It's not like the Grimm are just this unstoppable force of nature we have to just deal with every now and again. But even then, the Grimm have not been shown to be threatening. The only time they felt threatening, Volume 3, maybe, but you also had like the White Fang and Cinder and all them running around doing stuff. Hell, arguably they did most of the damage anyways. Volume 4, you had the Knuckalave, which you did see that it caused destruction, but it got beaten by 4 like half trained, not even graduated huntsman. So it's like, okay, well, so much for that. And then volumes 5, 6, and so far in this one, the Grimm have just been shown to be pushovers. Like they're not even a problem. They're just an annoyance. Now the what are they called? The apathy from volume 6. I liked them. I just thought they got taken out basically by the MacGuffin that is Ruby, the Silver Eyes and whatnot. Which it's been a thing. I mean, I think it was intended to be a thing since volume 1 because I mean, Osmond said like, "Oh, you have silver eyes." It's like, okay, well, obviously that's an important detail we need to focus on for later tidbits, and it has paid off. And Ruby hasn't quite technically mastered it yet. I think she's more used to it, and know it not. But I don't think it should be the one-stop drop thing to beat all the Grimm. I think there should be more caveat to it, or if there's a toll, like if you use it so many times, you actually do go blind. You know, have a penalty for using it because as it stands, all she needs to do is constantly like activate it, activate it, activate it, and all the Grimm are gonna fucking die or be turned to stone. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in what they're gonna do because you have Tyrion and Watts doing their fucking Mission Impossible tidbits. You know, Watts is just casually strolling through, turning off cameras and racing security barriers while Tyrion's just straight up murdering people. Which I was wondering if he like killed Penny's father, but I'm like, nah, they wouldn't kill him off that early. Also, Ruby hasn't killed off an important character. I think the last time an important character died was Volume 3. I mean, you could say Leo was important or Vernal was important, but they were like they weren't really important in the grand scheme of things. Like Leo did kind of have some significance, but he didn't. In the grand scheme of things, his death is not being felt right now. Although they got to get a new headmaster, but I mean, honestly, I could go with forgetting Mistral ever existed because Volume 5 was so bad. I'm sorry if you enjoyed Volume 5. Hey, more power to you, but me, I did not like it. There were parts of it I liked, but for the most part, I didn't like Volume 5. But anyways, I'm rambling at this point. Yeah, my thoughts are, I like the setup. The intrigue is definitely what has me going right now, because I'm actually curious what they might do, or if it's just going to be like, oh, all this build up and nothing. Although I still got to point out the plot hole that they do have one question left with the lamp. Unless Ruby intentionally withheld that information, which I don't know why she would, when so far Ironwood's given them every reason to trust him. But until that comes back up, I'm considering that a plot hole because they didn't use all three. Because the one was used when they first woke her up. Then Ruby asked, "What is Osmond hiding?" And then the third one, when she summoned the genie for the Grimm, the genie was like, "You're clever. I'll give you a freebie on that one. You know, first one's free." So unless the writers are kind of, but even then, it's like that one's free. You still have the one left. And if Ruby's withholding information, then that's kind of a dumb move on her part because Ironwood's been forthcoming and he even gave them the relic back. Like, here, this is me saying I trust you. And it'll be nice to have more Winter around. Hopefully she's not just around to be told, like, go away, Winter. And there is also the talk, or the speculation that either Crow or Winter may die. I could see Crow dying, but I don't want to see Winter die. Not until we get more of her. And I'm also curious to see where Jacques and Whitley come into play. Because we haven't seen them yet. Those are the only two we have not seen yet that are going to be in this volume. As for the 5 Chinooks, they seem like fucking throwaway. I mean, not necessarily throwaway characters, but they seem like they're being built up to be this ace team, and I think Tyrion and Watts are just going to wipe the floor with them. But yeah, I think this volume, they're setting up to where Watts and Tyrion will be the main villains. Maybe Cinder and Neo come around, although they might be a third-party faction. Like, they're out for their own agenda, which kind of seems to be what Cinder's doing. Like, she's kind of a rogue agent now. And I don't know if they would go this route, but I would like to see Neo do a face turn or turn to the good side, or at least become an anti-heroine. But I don't know if that'll happen. And Cinder's just too far gone. Like, volumes 3 and 4 kind of set up the possibility of it, but Volume 5, no. Cinder didn't learn shit. Her character growth was completely put back in step 1, which Volume 5 destroyed a lot of character growth for a lot of characters. It really, really did. I think the only one that actually progressively did well was Weiss, and she didn't really even have that much growth. Actually, no, because I'm thinking of Volume 4. I don't know, Volume 5, I guess. I guess she's the only one that didn't walk out lesser for it. if you will. But yeah, this has been my reaction to this episode. I'm looking forward. It's got my interest. It's got me thinking, okay, where are you going to go from here, Rooster Teeth? What do you got planned for me? So we will be looking forward to episode 3 of this volume, which I believe this volume is supposed to be 13 episodes, if not 12. But we'll see. Anywho, I have a look at Blight, and this has been RWBY Volume 7, Episode 2, A New Approach. I'll see you all next week.